The reaction to this week's episode of South Park has been pretty mixed. Some enjoyed it, some felt like it was a mid-Randy episode. Which is a shame, because not only did I like Japanese Toilet, I think it may have actually set up the season finale, while also providing a few memorable gags, and their take on Hogwarts Legacy, or lack thereof. Let's talk about it. The theme of season 26 so far, at least from these first 3 episodes, seems to be all about the influence celebrities have over people, and how celebrities are just as prone to being idiots as everyone else. Cupid Yee debunked the insane notion that Jewish people run Hollywood, an idea perpetuated by Kanye. The Worldwide Privacy Tour was all about self-victimization, and how a celebrity constantly broadcasting their need for privacy will only draw more attention to them. And now Japanese Toilets points out people who try to pass off flexing as awareness, while revisiting the topic of conspiracy theories. I know a lot of people weren't big on this episode as it was once again focused on Randy, but as someone who's been pretty vocal about the Integrity Farm seasons being a low point for the show, I actually think this episode was pretty solid. Got a lot of good laughs out of me. Randy has felt like Matt and Trey's insert for quite some time, but there's a level of self-awareness here that carried the bit for me. Like, come on! Randy portraying the Marshes as a highly respected family who holds significant influence over the town, even though he's just a goofy little guy constantly getting himself into trouble. They're talking about themselves! I definitely got the vibe one of them recently bought a Japanese toilet of their own, as Randy does in this episode to replace Old Blue. But his fascination with his overpriced shitter leads to him broadcasting it to the town, inviting as many people over as possible, just so they can use the toilet and be blown away by how cool it is. But once Stan starts to face backlash from his father's gloating, Randy claims that he's just trying to make a change, ultimately falling back on the idea that he's showing an alternative to constantly using toilet paper. But it doesn't take long for things to backfire, as a visit from Randy's proctologist quickly unravels into bro beefing with toilets. Because the toilet prevents hemorrhoids, the proctologist is losing Randy's business.
I never realized you made so much money off my ass.
Things go from 0 to 100 when Jimmy enlightens Stan with the cold hard facts around America's use of toilet paper. And when I say facts, I mean everything he says really is factual. 70% of the world really doesn't use toilet paper, and over 31 million trees are cut down annually to produce toilet paper. Jimmy believes that Big TP wants to suppress information around affordable smart toilets because of how many corporations profit off of not only toilet paper, but as we just saw, the issues that can arise in our bum from using toilet paper.
It itches.
He also barely stutters while going on this huge tangent, which kinda made it funnier for me? I don't know, I'm a simple guy. Whenever South Park rolls out the live action stock footage, I'm already giggling. Evidently, Jimmy was right on the money, as Randy gets sniped on stage when attempting to spread his truth to the town. It's apparent that Big TP really is lurking in the shadows, trying to cover up the benefits of smart toilets and bidets for their own benefit. They even came after Jimmy 2 years ago for his article in the school newspaper on them. This episode has kind of an abrupt end, as Stan tries to take a stand against Big TP, but Randy quickly shuts it down as he's already been shot and doesn't want things to escalate any further, backtracking on everything he said about toilet paper, even breaking the fourth wall to do so. I definitely think Big TP is a stand-in for any industry that pushes back against cleaner, healthier alternatives in order to protect their bottom line. I'm sure the oil industry will come to mind for a lot of people, as you could easily swap out smart toilets for electric cars. But it's pretty versatile commentary. I also think Randy being quick to back off of Big TP after getting shot, whereas Stan was emboldened, serves as a commentary on how Matt and Trey themselves have changed over time. They're willing to make direct fun of Kanye or Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, but the older they get, and the more they have to protect, a line's gonna be drawn somewhere, especially when violence is involved. Poking the bear isn't always an exciting dare for them anymore, which very much reminds me of the infamously censored speech in 201 on how people can use violence to get whatever they want. Funny enough, I just posted a video around a big plot twist in 201 about Scott Tenorman being Cartman's brother. Check it out if you haven't already. Alright, something else I wanted to talk about was the show's acknowledgement of Hogwarts Legacy. I won't lie, I completely expected South Park to take on the controversy surrounding the game in a big episode, but they kinda just ended up taking it on by not taking it on. We just have a quick gag of Randy playing the game, while Stan waits for his turn to play, knowing that turn probably isn't coming anytime soon. Personally, I think this understated way of talking about the game was the right way to go. On one hand, they probably just didn't want to build an entire narrative around the topic, and on the other hand, fan, they know people are going to play the game if they really want to. And having Randy be the one that's invested in the game makes sense, because Randy is definitely the kind of guy to go, but it's Harry Potter, if you try to lecture him about the ethics behind playing it. I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but choosing Hogwarts Legacy as the game Randy's playing felt like a deliberate choice. The abrupt ending of this episode works for the gag, but I do wonder if this was setting up a bigger episode down the line, whether that be the season finale or a future Paramount Plus special. I say this because last season had the big fix, an episode that saw another Randy scheme end in a rivalry with Tolkien's father. And that episode also felt like it ended rather abruptly. Lo and behold, they followed up on it in the season 25 finale with the Credigree Weed St. Patrick's Day special. So I kinda wonder if the abrupt ending here is just Matt and Trey pumping the brakes on the storyline yet again, with the intentions of following up on it at a later point. I can see Stan not wanting to let go of this whole conspiracy against Big TP and wanting to push the envelope a bit regardless of the consequences, which again would feel like meta commentary on how South Park has changed over the years. But as someone who enjoyed this episode, I would not mind a follow-up at all. But I don't know, would you guys want to follow up to this episode? Sound off in the comments. Curious to see what the response to this episode is going to look like once more people have checked it out over the weekend. One last thing I wanted to touch on before dipping. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are caught up to speed on the whole lawsuit situation between Warner Discovery, Paramount, and South Park. But for the uninitiated, Warner Discovery had a $50 million exclusivity deal with Paramount to have new episodes of South Park released on HBO Max the day after premiere. However, part of this deal was 3 10-episode seasons, which South Park and Paramount haven't been honoring because Paramount Plus ordered 14 South Park movies for their own service. So to balance the workload, South Park has shortened their newer seasons to only 6 episodes, so that the remaining 4 can go to Paramount Plus for their specials, delivering 2 specials a year. So since HBO Max is only beginning a fraction of the episodes they were promised, and apparently they were supposed to get the post-COVID specials as regular episodes, they're now taking legal action. However, Paramount has stated that these claims are without merit and that Warner Discovery has refused to pay the licensing fees for the newer episodes. It makes me wonder what the future of South Park is going to look like, and if they're going to return to 10-episode seasons in order to honor that deal, or maybe even extend the current season by a few episodes. The way I see it, they are currently short on 8 standalone episodes. They could shave off 7 of those sooner than later by extending season 26 to a classic 13-episode order, or even 14 if they just want to get all 8 out of the way. And it's not like this is a foreign concept to the team behind South Park, since seasons 2 through 16 had premieres in the beginning and end of the year. Now you may be thinking, won't they suffer from burnout if they had to extend the season on top of the Paramount Plus specials? And the answer is, I don't know, whose fault is that? Delay this year's Paramount specials if you have to. This entire situation is wild, especially because of the Streaming Wars special that dropped last summer, which was pretty on the nose in its commentary, portraying Paramount Plus as the villain in the situation by making PP the antagonist of the special. I mean, come on, his name is PP. The initials of Paramount Plus? It's not subtle, but these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. What do you think about Japanese toilets, the lawsuit, and what do you want to see in the remainder of this season? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And keep the conversation going by giving us a follow at Roundtable Vids and at OstricVox on Twitter and Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching and I hope you have an awesome day. See ya!